Dolphins fans, what is going on? It's Ben Morgan of the Fins Up Network. And with how many NFL draft related videos I have done this offseason, if there's one topic I haven't touched yet, it's the idea of the Dolphins trading into the first round and maybe getting a running back like Bijan Robinson. As you can see, that's what today's video is going to be about. But I'm actually very, very glad I waited until now because, as you know by now, last week, media availability. Chris Greer gets asked about it and says, yeah, there's been some teams that have been calling from the back half of that first and saying, Dolphins, you don't have a first round pick. You got your eye on somebody. If someone falls, maybe we could be a good fit for a draft trade. But on top of that, I talked about this in a video last week as well. I had gotten some insight that it's not just teams calling the Dolphins. It's the Dolphins calling some teams as well. And the that I did too was the Detroit Lions at 18 saying, you know what? Bijan Robinson falls. What's it going to take? Here's a package that we have for you. Can we potentially get into the first round? So I'm going to talk about this possibility today because if you look at the running back situation, you know it by now. It's a hot rumor. Dolphins and the running backs they don't seem content yet with what they have. So they've got options. Like I said, you could leave well enough alone. You can roll with, for the second straight year, Mostert, Wilson, Ahmed, Gaskin. And then you can probably add a couple of undrafted free agents to the mix for that offseason work. So you could go that route. You could keep the picks you have. You could take a running back with one of the 4 picks you have. They could still make a play on Dalvin Cook. We know Derrick Henry's been floated around. Austin Eckler's been floated around. Joe Mixon's been floated around. Or the topic that we're going to have today, you can continue the, hey, F them picks model and end up trading away likely your 2024 first round pick, moving up to this year's first round pick and getting a prospect like Bijan Robinson. And we're going to focus on that option today in regards to what it would cost. I'm not going to get in any compensation details. Just know for the sake of this, it's going to be multiple picks. It could potentially be a player, maybe a guy like Igbenogany, maybe a Cedric Wilson. But at the end of the day, it's 100% going to cost you your 2024 first rounder to move into this year's first round for a trade that would involve 2023 first rounder for Bijan Robinson. So let's talk about whether or not this would be worth it because, man, I live by the idea you don't trade for running backs and you sure as hell don't trade future assets to move up into the first round to get a running back. That's not my style. That's never been who I am. And the reasons are the obvious ones. The position has been devalued. The NFL is a passing league. It's advantageous to throw the ball now. That loading up and trading away future assets for a running back just doesn't really seem all of that wise. Running backs have limited shelf lives due to that wear and tear. New guys are coming in every year. It's just not a great position to invest a bunch of future resources into. I'm not breaking any news there. But man, let me play the opposite side of the fence on this one because honestly, I think that's where I'm standing. And that feels like a shock to me. I can't believe I'm the one saying this. Like I said, I'm kind of anti first round running back kind of guy and typically very anti trading up into the first round for a running back. But if Mike McDaniel, if Chris Greer, if the front office, if the coaching staff, if they think we're close, if they think our window is this next 2 to 3 years, why not go all in? Why not just continue to do it? F those picks because, yeah, does it suck that you go another year without a 2024 first round pick? Yeah, that stinks. Could that pick be traded away at the deadline for an impact player, kind of like what we did last year with Bradley Chubb? Yep, that stinks. That's out the window as well. But there's something to consider here. It's that, yes, you end up getting a first round pick in this year, someone that you didn't have. But it's not just any first round pick. It is arguably the cleanest, the most complete running back prospect that we've seen enter a draft since Saquon Barkley. And not only are you just getting him, but you're getting him for potentially 5 years on a rookie deal. Because being a first round pick, you get that 5th year option as well. So you're not heavily invested financially that way. And if you look at running backs after their first contracts, no, they don't typically tend to do good once that second contract comes in. But let's consider where we are right now. You got your starting quarterback on a rookie deal. You got Jalen Waddle. You got Jalen Phillips on their rookie deals. You've got numerous guys that we've been signing the last couple of years on 1 year, on 2 year deals. You got aging cornerbacks. You got Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard. Let's not worry about a rookie running back second contract at this point. And honestly, this isn't the most humane thing to say. What do you do with running backs, though, in today's NFL when you've got the Derrick Henrys of the world, when you've got these bell cows, when you've got a Saquon Barkley? You run them. You run them into the ground. It's a cruel business. You run them, you chew them up, you get their best years, and then when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. Franchises, NFL windows don't tend to stay open for that long the way it is. The Chiefs are kind of making a mockery of that. The Patriots have made a mockery of that in the past. That's not very typical, though. So you know what? You get a running back, you use them up, you chew them up, you spit them out, and it just sort of is what it is. But we talked about just how clean of a prospect Bijan Robinson is. 97.5 career Pro Football Focus rushing grade, 4.1 yards per attempt after contact, 4 yards after contact, 104 broken tackles last year, nearly 1,600 rushing yards last year, 20 total touchdowns, 6.3 yards per carry in his career, and 13.4 yards per catch in his career as well. So yes, he doesn't just do it on the ground. He gets it done through the air as well. He's clean. This guy's an effing train. And if there's a position that can come in as a rookie and not just get meaningful snaps, but make big game-changing plays in the NFL as a rookie, it's the position of running back, and it's a prospect like Bijan Robinson. Because look at the Dolphins right now. They sort of they appear to be content, we'll say, on the offensive line, saying Austin Jackson's probably going to be our starting right tackle. And Eichenberg, he's sort of penciled in at starting left guard. What we're looking at in regards to our offense is probably pretty damn close to what it's going to be on opening day, which is kind of the same as last year. Maybe we add another tight end yet. We've got some new slot wide receivers. But in regards to quarterback, running back, offensive line, that's all remaining the same. Waddle, Hill, that's all remaining the same. So if the Dolphins coaching staff says, we get an elite running back, we get Bijan Robinson, it's going to make our offensive line look better. He's going to take pressure off of Tua and the passing game. In general, the threat of having him in our backfield, the threat of him touching the ball, what's that going to do? Create more opportunities, more single coverages, more space for guys like Jalen Waddle, for Tyreek Hill. So with all that said, like I said, I've almost kind of had to talk my way into this because I'm so anti typically the idea of using a first round pick on a running back, and especially trading into the first round for a running back. I think I'm there. Like I said, never thought I would be that guy, but with how many guys we got on rookie deals, with how some of our main guys' contracts are currently set up, push the chips in. Let us go all in if he's there. Like I said, it's got to be in the back half. The price for a top 15 pick is probably going to be more than the Dolphins want to spend. However, if they can get into that back half, get Bijan Robinson, it checks the box for me. It works for me. But let's hear for you. If Bijan Robinson's available after pick 15, are you on board with trading away a package that includes your 2024 first-round pick to move into the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft and select a guy like Bijan Robinson? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But that is what I've got for today, Dolphins fans. Keep your eyes peeled. I'll be back with another video yet leading up to the NFL Draft. And until next time, fins up.